Hey, and welcome today to Ask a House Cleaner. I'm super excited that you guys are joining me today. And today I've got a really fun show planned. I've got Sean O'Rourke with me here, and he is the National Marketing Director of Floor Coverings International. And he's going to give us all the deets about how to clean floors properly. And I know we get lots of questions from you guys about cleaning floors. What are the do's? What are the don'ts? How does it work? All the things. So I'm really, really excited to have him here today to join us. So please help me welcome Sean O'Rourke.
Well, hello, Angela.
Well, hey there. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome.
So my question is, as we're choosing the right kind of flooring, how do we know what the right kind of flooring is? Does the Floor Coverings International people guide us through some of the things like the either the senior living or the pets or whatever that we may not have thought of and maybe help us future proof the flooring that we're going to do in the future so it lasts longer?
That's exactly what we do, Angela. As I said, we typically don't show up at an appointment or a home with samples in hand. We want to come in and we want to observe how you're using your space now, find out what you don't like about the existing flooring. Are you looking to repurpose the space? And then we'll certainly make our suggestions based on all of those things. And the other thing that we'll do, if we had unlimited budgets, we would always want to put in the most durable, probably most expensive product, but that's not practical. So we will also work with you to set like a budget and we will give you options within that budget. We will make sure we install a floor that you're going to be happy with.
So when it comes to floors that you're happy with, I'm really thick into the cleaning space and I get asked hundreds of questions a day about cleaning floors. And so my question is how at a glance, because many homeowners don't know what the cleaning requirements are of the floors. And so if they think, oh, I would like to have a marble floor or whatever, and they don't know how to clean it, how do they know if that's the best choice for them? And how do they know what the cleaning requirements are based on the type of flooring?
It's interesting you should ask it that way, Angela, because sometimes depending on, I mean, if you purchase the flooring, you would probably know what it is. But there's many people are going living in existing homes or apartments and they don't know what the product is. I mean, it's
Mhm.
very often I'll see in real estate listings that people are listing hardwood floors and it's a laminate or a vinyl. So the first
Mhm.
thing is going to be identify what product you have. I mean, that's going to be the single most important thing because that's then going to determine what product you're going to use. The second thing is just make sure you're not grabbing something from under the kitchen sink that you might have. So you also have to make sure that you have a product that is specifically designed for the product, be it hardwood, laminate, or vinyl. Some of them do cross over, but certainly there are specific products and brands out there to clean them. And then just whatever you have, don't overuse it. People might want to, if the floor is dirty and grimy because it's a winter in Illinois, you don't want to take like a mop bucket and start mopping your floor. Just, obviously common sense has to rule as well. Identify what you have on the floor to clean, and then just make sure that you have a designated, dedicated product to clean that floor. And then just don't overuse anything. We all kind of know a spray bottle typically won't harm anything. So there's lots of cleaners out there for hard surfaces. They come in a spray, they're pre-mixed, they're almost impossible to overuse. And then there are products out there that come in concentrates. You have to make sure you don't underdilute or overdilute. So there's lots of little things that you can just do to start the process correctly. And obviously, depending on whether it's carpeting obviously requires very different cleaning than the hard surface does.
So let's talk about the hard surface for a second, because you just brought up hardwood, laminate, and or luxury vinyl plank flooring
Yeah.
and vinyl. What are the differences in the different types of floorings for those that don't know the difference?
So hardwood floors typically come in two categories. You have the solid hardwood and the engineered version. Solid hardwood is typically, I'm going to say what your grandmother, grandfather had. It's typically much narrower, 2.25 or maybe 3.25 inch wide. And that's typically a solid wood. There's less and less of it being used today. Sometimes new construction, it's done on site. If it's a wider plank, it's typically going to be, let's say it's an engineered hardwood. Now, one of the best ways you can tell if it's a hardwood or a facsimile is twofold. One is, do the planks look somewhat uniform? If they look somewhat uniform, then probably it's not a hardwood. Hardwood is a living, breathing item from nature. So there's going to be individual planks. And then really the other, probably the best way you can do it is go over to where your baseboard or your vent is and pop the vent up, and you will be able to see a cross section of the product. And typically, you will be able to tell if it's a hardwood, maybe a laminate, or obviously if it's a vinyl. Vinyl is going to be typically pretty thin, probably less than 3/16 of an inch. So that's just one quick way you can identify what the product is.
And I have to interrupt you for a second and say, for every house cleaning company that's out there, did you just hear that tip? If you'll pop up the vent, which are usually on the floors in many homes, and you look at the type of flooring that it is, you'll be able to tell whether it's a hardwood or a luxury vinyl plank flooring or a vinyl. So that's an excellent tip for those that are just not sure, because we do live in an era where we're tricked a lot. There is a ceramic tile that looks like hardwood floor, right?
Mhm.
There's lots of flooring now that tries to trick you into thinking it's hardwood. So this is a great tip. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
bringing that up.
Yeah, believe me, Angela, I say I've been in this business a long time, and the knockoff products, if you want to call them laminate and vinyl, I literally have to go down on my hands and knees and tap on them. And sometimes I get it wrong. It is so difficult. So I understand the challenge that some homeowners may have. Just the other thing, sometimes, obviously, if it's a concrete slab, you typically won't have a floor vent, but you can
Mhm.
usually get an edge of the flooring somewhere, typically in a door jamb or something like that. You can typically find an edge somewhere, and that would be the best way to find it if you don't have a floor vent.
Our time is up for today. Sean, I'm so glad you joined us today. This was so fun. I just had a blast. Sean, where can our listeners go to find you?
Well, certainly we know where to find everything today is go onto Google and just put in flooring near you. We usually come up, but certainly www.floorcoveringsinternational.com, and that will send you to the nearest franchisee.
Thank you so much, you guys, for today. This was awesome. And until we see you again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.